Hey everyone! Welcome to this cool stream. Oh my god, I cannot talk today. This cool stream for Toon Boom Animation. We're live on Twitch and on YouTube, so just pick one or watch
pick
both.
your choice. Pick your poison,
what?
as they say.
Yeah, or watch both, but maybe you're not at the same time on two separate screens because it's gonna hurt your eyes. But yeah, so welcome to this stream. My name is Mel, or Z, or Marie-Ève, or one of those choices. And I'm joined with a lovely guest, Zeurel, or Joshua, or one of those. And we're going to talk about indie animation today, so it's going to be pretty interesting.
We're going to discuss it, and I'm going to say, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Save yourself. But no.
Well, actually, yeah, that's kind of why I brought you on board, because I know we have similar opinions on the matter, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It'd be fun to discuss things in that, because there's some things I know a lot of people don't want to discuss, but sometimes it's like, you
need to be real.
Yeah, you need to lay out the reality of like the situations with this kind of stuff to people, because you can't expect to go and get instant success, because success is actually incredibly rare in the indie space.
Of course. And yeah, like I'm not known to sugarcoat stuff, especially not that kind of stuff. So this should be interesting. And I'm just trying to log into the YouTube thing. Okay, yeah, my internet was laggy. Okay, so just before we start, I have the boring stuff I have to say, like rules of conduct and stuff. So it's a cool stream. We're here to have fun. We're not here to like be sad or be mean. So everybody, I hope you're gonna behave. I'm gonna back you off from the stream. I am not scared to use this bat I have, this power bat, to bat anyone who's not being nice. You are free to ask questions in the chat, and I will try to cover them in the stream if they are what's the word? Interesting. It's not the word I was looking for, but it's going to do. If they're like related to what we are talking about. Of course, we're not going to break any NDAs, so you cannot ask me for my social security number. I will not provide, but you can ask most other questions, and we're going to try to answer. It can be questions about animation, about Zeurel's projects, or anything you want to know. And we're going to cover it. And of course, this stream is being recorded, so it's going to come out on our YouTube channel soon after it's being done. So if you miss anything or you want to watch it again because you can't get enough of our lovely tones, then you will be able to.
Accents are everywhere today, folks.
Oh yeah, everywhere. And that's it. Yeah. So yeah, and also no one is allowed to disrespect accents, because accents are what makes languages interesting and funny. So let's go.
Accents are
right. So yeah, people don't want us to take their kneecaps. So I guess they got the picture. All right, and I'll be monitoring the chat on both Twitch and YouTube. It's a competition, so let's see which chat actually is the most relevant to this.
Which one's cooler?
At the moment, YouTube is cooler, I think, because there's no one on Twitch. Oh, there's one person. Hi, Queen Simia.
Hi, Queen. I know Queen. Fun fact, Queen is the person who designed the Monkey Wrench logo for us. She's very skilled in that kind of stuff. Yes, she's really cool.
Nice. Yo, Queen Sima, if you have any website or thing you want to share, please share it in the Twitch or in YouTube chat, so we know where to look for to find more of your stuff. So yeah, how about we get started on this cool stream? So as I said, I am joined today with Zeurel, also known as Joshua Palmer. And
Hello.
I'm going to let them introduce themselves as I log into Twitch, because apparently Twitch just kicked me out, so I have to log again.
They kicked you out? Oh, no. But yes,
they batted me out.
I'm Joshua Palmer Zeurel. I've been animating now for a little over 16 years, so this is a good long time. Basically, I started as an engineer way back in the early 2000s, and then found basically fell into animation when I emigrated to New Zealand. And I've been animating ever since 2008, pretty much. And I've just been coasting along ever since, pretty much, like just winging it, I suppose.
Don't we all wing it?
Yeah, I try not to
Wait.
like stress out about this stuff too much because, like, back in the day when I was first starting out animating, it's more like a hobby kind of thing. And then when it became my permanent job, it was like, because you know the people have that saying of like, oh, if you work something you love, you know, you never work a day in your life. It's like, no, that's not
No,
true.
it's not
Like,
true at all.
like it can like become like a grueling and just like you don't want to do it. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I gotta animate again. But like sometimes like you can feel that way, but I often find myself being like, okay, well, if I'm not enjoying it, well, let's go and do something else for like a day or so. And then like
I'm
after
the
that time,
same.
hmm?
I'm the same.
Yeah, it's like last week. I was like, oh, I like just waking up every day, like getting 5 or 6 shots on the Monkey Wrench episode 4 done. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I know, I'll play Helldivers for like 2 days straight, and after that, it's like, all right,
For
I can get back to
democracy.
animation now.
Oh my god. Yeah, do it for the democracy.
Yeah, it's
Um
like especially on Tumblr and stuff, I get questions from people being like, "Hey, how do you like avoid burnout and stuff?" And like for me, as I just said, it's like just do something else for a bit. Really, just find something else to do,
100%.
something that's like it doesn't like require you to do like art or anything. Just like find a game, sit down, watch a movie, go for like walks and stuff. Just do something else completely just to clear your head. And after like a good day or two, you should be, well, for me, I'm usually like fully recharged to get going again.
Yeah. And I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah, I saw a very cool picture about that actually this week. It was like this guy. Yeah, it was it was a drawing of a guy like licking ice cream, and he looked like done with his life. And they were like, I think it was like Martin, like Martin soon regretted to follow his dream of like follow his passion for ice cream, because it's like, you know, too much of a passion, you know, breaks the passion, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So anything, if you do it too much, will, you know, often get kind of boring and stuff. So like you say, taking a break is so important.
Yeah,
When I
like
see
as my
the,
wife
yeah.
puts it best with me, it's like I'm like a animal in a cage. I need enrichment instead of doing the same thing over and over again. So like throw a pumpkin in my cage. I'm like, oh wow, pumpkin, play with that for a bit, and then it's like, okay, back to work.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly. And it personally took me like a little moment to like discover that, because some people get art very easily.
Oh yeah,
I don't like, and a drawing never came that easy. I need to work my ass off to do a lot of things. So I was always like trying to work hard, like to get better and whatever. And then um I was like, oh, I'm gonna draw every day. Like, no, don't do that. Like, you, don't do like these. I mean, you can if you want, but people are like, oh, I'm doing like the draw a complete art piece every day for like 100 days. I'm like, no, because
oh like
then
no, like I
no,
personally
it's the
couldn't do
worst
that either.
idea. It's
Like
the
it's
worst
like it's
idea.
like I don't know if they still do it because I don't really pay that much attention anymore online. But there was a thing like was it Inktober or something people would do?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, do like a couple drawings every day, and it's just like seeing some friends of mine do it, and then just like what halfway through October, it's like, oh, why did I sign up for this?
Right. So yeah, we had actually a Inktober thing on my art community server, but instead it was like draw something every week. Like just find a moment in the week to just like
Yeah,
doodle something to get loose, and that was it. And it was super nice because then people just get to share art every week on the same like subject or whatever. That was
yeah,
pretty cool. But yeah, like don't have to draw every day. Like you're just gonna burn out. That's how you burn out actually. So
yeah.
the
Like
advice to not burn out is to not burn out.
yeah,
Don't
just
burn
try not to
yourself
go
out.
too nuts. And like, especially online nowadays where everyone's connected and that, like, I see a lot of artists, especially young ones, just fall into the pitfall of being like, oh, I'm not as good as anyone else. I'm not getting my stuff noticed and that. And they just instantly give up. It's like,
Ugh.
for me, my mindset is at the end of the day, it's like, what are you doing art for? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for like appeasement from your peers and stuff? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like for me, it's just I just want to tell stories. It's like I've growing up, you know, watching like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network stuff. Like my favorite shows being like Hey Arnold and stuff like that. Just seeing how stories are told. It's just like it was really like enamoring for me. And like watching certain like anime shows, it's like, oh wait, shows don't have to be like, a thing of the week. It can be like an ongoing story. Like having that kind of inspiration and watching that kind of stuff has got me in the gear of wanting to do my own stuff. I've been wanting to do it for ages, and during the 16 years of animation, only in the past like maybe 4 have I actually got the resources, the know-how, the skill, and a tiny bit of funding to be able to start doing it. It takes
Yeah.
a lot of time to get where I am anyway. It's like, as I said, I've been doing this for 16 years. I basically know the animation process like in and out and stuff. So hopefully if there's young people listening, that's like, don't get discouraged that you're not amazing straight away. Just keep at it at your own pace.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, actually, I was wondering, you say you've been in animation like for 16 years. How, why, if, like, when, like, how did you learn it? Did you like go to school? Did you just like grind it up, took a pencil, and you're like, I will learn animation? And like, what was your process for like actually learning it? I know it might not be relevant to a lot of people, because I think, well, it is relevant, but like what I mean is how the industry and how the know was, you know 15, 10, 20 years ago is way different than it is today,
Oh
but it's
yeah, the
always good to
landscape
see
has
where people are coming
completely
from.
changed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like because so yeah, I'm pretty much self-taught. It's like I was at the point where like, you know what, I want to learn this myself. And I've always had the mental fortitude of saying like, if you want to learn something, there's nothing stopping you doing it on your own time. Especially nowadays where the internet is around, you got all
I
sorts of
know.
tutorials floating around. You got access to like actual prestigious like animators online, which you can actually interact with, and they can give you guides and like direction on like where to start, how to do this kind of stuff. But it's like setting out on your own is like it's got its own, of course, rewards and risks. And that, like, if you get to go to school, your reward is of course getting like information straight up from the people. From there you can get actual like consultations and stuff. You get like your portfolio reviews. You can actually get into the industry pretty quickly. You make connections really fast, but it comes at the cost of like, money. Pretty much, for you to afford it.
Yeah,
Like setting out on
money
your
and
own.
time.
Oh, money and time, definitely. It's like time isn't so much of as a factor when you're doing it by yourself, because there's no real like urgency. I suppose you can tackle it when you want. It's just that you won't really get those connections really quick unless you're incredibly lucky. And for me, I was incredibly lucky back in 2010 when I was when Albino Black Sheep was still a website. I think it still is, but it's nowhere near as like prominent as it used to be. And they used to hold these annual like animation tournaments called TOFA. It was a tournament of like Flash animators and stuff. So
Oh,
you could,
that's what
so
it was. I remember now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so you can use like a Toon Boom Animate or whatever to like animate certain prompts that they give you each week. And in 2010, I actually came first on one of those, and I won myself some legit copies of some software, which was really cool. And because I uploaded my stuff to Newgrounds, I got noticed by some Adult Swim people, so they picked me up and they got me to work on some pilots, which unfortunately didn't see the light of day, but
It'd be like that.
that's how I got my foot in the door, pretty much. And I've just been doing a lot of freelance in that sense. It's all about perseverance and luck, like maybe 90% luck.
But that's
If you
so
set out on your
interesting,
own.
because when I say like the, well, we both said it, like the not, I hate to say the industry, but like, yeah, the landscape changes so much
Mm-hmm.
with the years. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Good job. I like it.
The
I hope
tiny
you
little head
guys.
turn.
I love your onion skin, by the way. Like, I don't know who told you to use pink and blue, but it's pretty
Yeah,
rad.
I
I'm
wonder
just
who suggested that. It's a
who
mystery. That
bullied you
whoever that
into
person was,
changing
they
your.
did a good job.
It's the '80s onion skin vibe.
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, I got so sick of the green and blue and of the green and red, so I changed it too.
Yeah, like I wasn't really happy with like green and red either, because it's, to me, it's like it's harder to see. But yeah, with the blue and the pink, like I love my cyan kind of colors. Obviously, if you watch the show, like everything
Right?
like technological is like some form of cyan. But yeah, like I do enjoy the pink and the blue. It stands out a lot better to me anyway. That's the great thing about Toon Boom. It's so customizable.
Right? And man, I went on a tangent and now I forgot what I was about to. Yeah, the landscape changed so much. I was talking also to like Greg Zilla, who's also from like Newgrounds generation in a way.
Oh yeah, no, I know
Um,
Greg. He's a fantastic animator. He is. He's really good. I've worked with him on a couple projects on like Monkey
yeah.
itself and on the Smiling Friends season 2.
Ah, yeah,
Even
he
though we weren't
told me.
like together on the same episode, we were in the same group and stuff.
That's so fun. But yeah, I was telling him the other day in another talk we had, like how yeah, it goes kind of in generation because when I was younger, I was learning from people on Newgrounds.
Mm.
Um, like, yeah, that's probably why most of my stuff is funnier than it is pretty. Because while my friends were watching animes in their childhood, I was tracing over Eager Raptor's drawing,
We're just
which
doing
are very
the
funny, but
Newground
we're not
stuff.
anatomically correct, right?
Mm.
Little 8 years old me doing madness fights and stuff. So, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, you gotta do like everyone's inspired and they all start somewhere.
Yeah, and it's still nice to see like some people started watching anime, some people started watching Newground, some people uh put their stuff on Newgrounds, and it's fun because a lot of the people who like you like put their themselves out on Newgrounds got noticed by some things, and it's and like like today the scenery is changing a little bit. Like Newgrounds is not the same as it was, YouTube is not the same as it was, so it's
Mm-hmm.
so important to like stay up to date with what happens.
Mm.
um so interesting. That's why with these interviews I'm always very upfront about like we're telling you advice, but if you watch this video in 3 years might be different.
It might be different, yeah, because like things are changing rapidly in the industry, especially over in California and stuff. It's kind of terrifying for those folks over there, and I wish them the best of luck with the upheaval and the changes and stuff.
Yeah, I had a talk with like an artist sometimes ago. He was like, artists these days they don't know how to do like networking. Like back in my days, like you just have to walk into a studio and insist to work with them. Like, you cannot give that advice to people. They're gonna get jailed, right? So,
Hey, you
but he
can't
was
do that
adamant
anymore,
that
I'm
this is how
afraid.
you do it. I'm like, you don't. Anyway, so I like to keep advice up to date. Um, Someone has a interesting question. They're saying, while developing Monkey Ranch, did you envision it as a different medium than an animated show, or was it from the start something where like, I'ma animate that thing, or did
Oh
it
yeah,
come?
like originally, like it was a comic, pretty much. I
Yeah,
started working on like a comic version of it, like way back in 2015, I believe. And then I had the unfortunate incident of having a hard drive crash, and me, not like the failure like this is the best teacher. It's like I had never really like did proper backups before, but when I lost everything, I had
you
gotten like
start
two.
fresh.
Yeah, it's like I had 2 or 3 like chapters, each like maybe 50 pages each, done of this thing, ready to go. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna get 3 chapters done and then chuck it up online. That way people have like a substantial chunk to go through. And once I finished chapter 2, my hard drive died and I lost everything. So it's like,
Uh,
oh, the pain. Like I'd lost a lot of NDA stuff, I lost a lot of old files, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore for a bit. And then I stopped. And in 2019, I started working on it again, being like, okay, it's been enough time now. I've recovered. Let's do this again. And then me and my wife, we had been saving up to do a trip around the world, basically. So I was just working on this as a comic. And then a certain pandemic hit the world in 2020. And we're looking at each other. I'm looking at my comic pages. I'm looking at the money we saved. And it's like, you know what? Because we can't go anywhere. Let's turn this into a cartoon. Let's make this into an actual like 20-odd minute pilot. Let's go
that's
balls to
so
the wall and
cool.
give it a go. And that
And the
first
reception was nice. People really enjoyed it.
yeah, it was cool.
I
It's
did.
like it was it was definitely like the pilot was an absolutely enormous learning experience because I'd never really helmed a team myself before. Because like I do a lot of stuff like on my own because like money is very tight, of course, and animation is horrifically expensive, as we all know. But yeah, it's like I usually do a lot of stuff myself. So, of course, I taught myself to storyboard and that. So I hadn't really had the need to hire people. But until this pilot came along, like it was so big. Like I had to learn how to manage like a team, how to like produce proper references that people could use, how to like keep on top of people in a team and stuff, learn how to like write out the story properly, make sure everything's like paced correctly, audio balance, sound balance, all that kind of stuff. It was an absolutely enormous learning experience. And I'm always one for critique. Like, please, like, always tell us if there's something wrong, if there's something didn't work quite right, if something fell off. Because if you don't like accept certain critique, then to me, like, you're just not gonna improve and figure out where you're going wrong. And
Uh-huh.
that's where I hope, like, especially since the pilot, like, personally, I can't go back and watch it now because I see all the mistakes and I'm like, I don't like it. But like, I certainly hope that we have improved from episode 1 to 2 to 3 and then to 4.
Well, from what I've heard, the pipeline has evolved positively, so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's like it's definitely streamlined. Like I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It's like because with the with episode 1, the pilot, we just threw stuff out there, and like midway through, my wife comes to me. It's like, "Hey, I thought of a really cool thing that we should have done." It's like we should put it in, and I'm looking at it because this other, like the ending that we have where they're fighting in 0G, that was not there originally. It was something else. And so we're like, oh, we've already got this ending all animated out and all finished. But it's like, if we put this in, it will make it better, but I'll have to scrap a lot of people's work. So it's like, it was really eating at me for a bit. But like at the end of the day, I had to suck it up and be like, it
Reuse
serves
it as
this.
a what if episode. What if it was different? Just post the roughs online. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe. But yeah, it was like, you know what? It serves the story better. Let's just redo it. So now when we storyboard and write the story out and stuff, we take maybe 1 or 2 months just to sit on it. So we're not
Oh,
like
that's
rushing through
smart.
it. So like we get a better feeling for the story. Because episode 3, the one with the mushroom ghost, the
The
Agari, and
mushrooms, yeah.
yeah, that one we had written 12 different versions of that one until we came to the
What?
one. Yeah, until we came to the one that
Writing.
we're happy with. Yeah,
In writing, not in storyboard, right?
no, just in writing.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, like
Are
for
you
me,
able to
like
like maybe
hmm?
reuse like gags that you didn't use in that one, like in another?
Oh yeah,
Or did you
definitely.
just
Like there were
yeah.
some things that we had in episode 2 that we cut out that we're going to be using later in like episode 6,
There
7, and
you
8 and
go.
stuff. So yeah, it's not all to waste, but it's like it's something as well. Learning to write, and that there's the phrase you have to kill your darlings. It's like you can't have everything you want in one thing because it'll just be a cluttered mess. You have to kill some things that you love, and maybe you can use them again later.
My teacher in school used to say you have to kill your puppies, and I was like, no, don't say
No, we
that.
say
She's like,
darlings,
you know
not
your
puppies.
little puppies, kill it. I'm like, ah, it's so funny. But from what you were saying earlier, when you're like the pipeline is, now you know what you're doing because you learn from a mistake. I think
Hmm.
that yeah, like pat yourself in the back, dude. Like that's to your honor because I know a lot of projects that are in there multiple seasons and episodes, and they still haven't learned a lot of things. So thank you. Like it is very nice to see like people being able to like retrospect
I
and
appreciate
it's
it.
all
Thanks.
to your project too. Like sometimes I think we don't recognize that enough. um
Yes, like I'm always on the lookout of like how to improve myself as like an artist, as a person, like just making sure like things flow well and are good, and like especially with like when you're working in as a team as well. It's like I want to be like the best boss I can be. I want to treat people right, make sure they're paid for their time and all that kind of stuff. It's like a lot of these new people who are starting out in indie want to get their stuff out. They have like I don't want to sound condescending or anything, but like they have no idea the amount of skills they need to
it
actually
is
make
true.
something successful. Like one of the major skills people need to learn like when doing indie stuff is to like manage people is
Organization,
organization,
gratitude.
all that kind of stuff, because people are their own thing that you need to deal with and like be respectful for and just learn how to handle certain situations. And that it's a very daunting iceberg because a lot of people online see the top of the iceberg like, oh look, indie animation cartoon episode, and they don't see the vastness underneath of what it actually entails to make something like this, with the cost, the human cost, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Lots of research is needed before you dive in.
because that's why I love these interviews and these talks, because sometimes we focus, like we look at a new show that comes out and then we focus, we're like they or even the showrunner themselves, they're like, oh, the next episode will look so much better, and like the next episode will look so much better. But it's very rare that we see like creators and something being like, I want the next episode to be done to have a smoother pipeline.
Mm.
because that's what I heard from yours, and that's what we had for like a Daisy too. Like we didn't strive to only make it like look better or something, but we're like, oh, we want it to be a smoother pipeline. Like we need to
Yeah.
fix the pipeline more than the look of the show. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because you don't want to like burn people out working on stuff and all that kind of thing. You want to treat them right. And like for me, again, like I've been animating for 16 years. Like I don't want to sound bad, but like the magic of animation is kind of like worn off on me now. So it's like, to me, it's like I watch shows for the characters and the story. Animation is like it's the cherry on top, as it were. So it's
Yeah.
like if it's well animated, that's cool. But if your characters aren't interesting or your story is like it's not interesting, then it's like it's not really gonna hold my attention, as it were. It's like there's like so this is why in episode 4 I'm experimenting with more limited style animation to one, like get it done like faster, and two, like just try not to overwork people.
But see, we're in sync, and that's exactly the next question I was gonna ask. So from episode 1 to, let's say, well, 4. Now that you're working on that one, what are like some maybe 3 main thing that you change, either from maybe like maybe one from how it looks and one from like the pipeline side of things,
Yeah.
and third one I'll let you pick, but like, you know, like 2 to 3 things that you know like change from 1 to 4.
Well, the first one easily for from 1 to 4 is like character designs. They're like in the pilot, they were, as I was saying before we started, it's like I love complicated like machinery and details on characters, but like I'm personally fine with animating that stuff, but other people that you hire will probably not be, and you want to make it as nice and easy and as simple to animate for folks as possible. And episode 1 with all their needless details, especially on Beebs and that was headset with all the little bubbles and stuff, it's like this
I
is
remember.
unnecessary. It's like drawing it myself, I would find myself forgetting certain details, and it's like, you know what, if I'm forgetting these details, then it's not necessary to keep them. So that's one of the big things, like visually has changed. Like the characters have lost like more detail, but
Because
like
like you
it's
could keep the details like for promo art, or like posters or stuff,
yeah.
and just keep it simple in the show. You know, like buying the piece with yourself.
Yeah, but yeah, that's one thing. And the pipeline is like again, as we said before, it's like me and my wife now, like once we write something, we sit on it for like a good month or two and just mull over it and think like, would it work better this way? What would happen if you tried it this way? And we just like streamline that down to a point where it's like, okay, it's locked in, we can't change it anymore. Because for the first episode, we were adding stuff, like unnecessary things that we're just chucking in there, like little gags and that. Like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, it's okay, but like you can't like keep doing this kind of things. You're just gonna annoy like your sound person and your audio person who's already like timed stuff out. It's like, hey, I've added something else. Can we like space this out a bit? And that will balloon the cost and all that kind of stuff. So we're being a lot more strict on what we allow ourselves to add in after everything's locked in.
Yeah, and you know, I do. It's funny because I do animation and visual business, but
Yeah.
my big brother is in the sound industry. Like he's a sound engineer on like he used to do cartoons, but now he mostly only does like live action sets and stuff.
Yeah.
But he did his fair share of when he started out. Like indie animation was where where it was easy to start out, so he did a bunch of it, and I would help him a lot. So like I know the ins and out of sound design. And now you do because of your project, but that is something I totally forgot and sometimes just forget. But if anyone wants to get into indie animation, you have to learn a bit about the sound process, because
Oh yeah.
otherwise you'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna change the timing here and there, like it'll be fine. No, it's not. Like if you change the timing of your show, you have to be very precise. Say, I added 6 frames to that specific scene, and then you give it, and this is gonna usually make it easier to swallow for the sound person.
Yeah, because what
But
people like, some people like me didn't realize, until I got into the nitty gritty. It's like, yeah, like music isn't just like one track. It's like a whole bunch of individual things, like little things here and there that like they have to maneuver around individual things to get it to retime again. It's just such an annoyance and a waste of time. It's like you have to learn to lock your stuff in before you go head first in and start doing stuff.
I did sound design for some projects too, because if my brother had too much to do, you'd be like, "Can you do that one?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I did a bunch, and what people don't realize is, let's say that you're painting like a thunderbolt like on a digital painting. You're gonna have like one layer for the color, one layer for like the glow, one layer for highlights and shit. You're gonna have maybe like 6 layers for that stupid thunderbolt. Well, in music, it's the same. If you want to make the sound of a thunderbolt, it's not just I'm gonna Google thunderbolt sound and
Yeah,
put
it's
it
just not
here.
one thing, it's a layer of different
Yeah, a
things all put on
thunderbolt can
top
be
of
like
each
a.
other.
One time my bro did a lightning bolt like sound with like a bowling alley, a jet, and ruffled paper. He mixes all the sounds and then it becomes a sound. So that if you have to change everything, then you know, don't forget about your sound design, folks. That's our advice
Yeah,
for.
look after your sound people, because one of the main critiques that we got that kept on coming up with episode 1 is like the sound mixing, it wasn't that great, and I did that myself. It's like
Oh,
I can't really afford a sound person. Like I got my friend Gooseworks,
I
who
get it
people might
hundred
know.
percent.
Yeah, my friend Gooseworks that people might know. They made the sound
Might.
like they might know, but yeah, they made the sound for us. It's like they didn't mix it down because they didn't have time because I was working on a certain other thing at the time. But yeah, they got it ready for us, and I was like, okay, I'll just slap this in. And I didn't really like do any proper like sound mixing at all. So when it first came out, it's like to me it sounded okay, but like like I hate dealing with sound, and it could sound completely different on various other things. And one of the main critiques we kept on getting for episode 1, it's like, yeah, it's okay, but like the sound is like it could use like a lot more balancing and works. Like, oh, okay. So it's like I had to suck in my pride there and be like, okay, so this is the main thing that keeps coming up. Let's try and work on that. On episode 2, I did a little bit of research in how to do some sound design and like balancing and that, and I gave it a go, and people seem to actually like respond positively to that one.
The improvement. That's great.
Yeah,
I'm
so
proud
it's
of
like,
you.
hooray! I still don't know what I'm doing, but it's better. And then I got introduced to Matakable from a mutual friend, and he
Nice.
is an absolute god when it comes to sound. It's like, I'm so thankful this person has threw you on my lap. Please do the sound. I have no idea what I'm doing. And so Matt took about 2 months. Like this was like halfway through the production of episode 3. He took 2 months to get all the sound, all the voices, everything just designed and done. And like Matt is an absolute wizard.
Matt, so the same guy from like a Daisy?
No, it's a Matakable. It's a
Oh,
different Matt.
impeccable. Okay, that's another one. There's too many
Yeah,
Matts.
so many Matts. But yeah, no, like Matt's an absolute wizard. I'm so thankful to have him thrown on our lap to get our sound done. And now another thing we're learning is like since we got Matt on board now, we can actually get him started on the sound way before it's nearly done. So he's got plenty more time to get stuff.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
great. That's so cool. Yo, okay, about that I'm wondering. We can go back after to the other subject we were talking about. We keep tangenting. I'm sorry. This is too
no,
interesting.
it's fine.
But when we were talking about like the storyboard before, when you said like it is locked in, I'm curious because we say it's locked in, but on so many projects, there's a saying that goes that if your storyboard is a minute, your final project is 2 minutes, which it's exponentially like if a storyboard is 30 minutes, it doesn't mean that the movie will be like an hour. But like there's always a difference, I think, between the storyboard time and the actual finished animation time.
Yeah.
And how does Monkey Ranch stand in that way? Like, are you pretty loyal to the storyboard, or does it sometimes get
I'm usually like 99% loyal to the board.
Oh, good job.
Unless something else comes my way. It's like because I was working on a scene earlier, and it's like, you know what? I like the boards here, but my brain has just come up with something like a composition that would work better, so I will do it that way. So it's like, for me, I will personally go in and change something if I feel like it, if I feel like something worked better. But if I hand it off to someone else, like another one on our team, and they're working on the boards, then they are set. They are locked in there, because I don't want to be like, hey, I just thought of something better, scrap that and do this again, kind of thing. Because I find that very unfair.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's fair. Yeah, you get it. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, usually where I've seen that a time can be different is you look at the board and you think that the gag is gonna land, but you're like, I need more time for that. Sometimes it's like if you have like an establishing shot with like a camera move or something, that's where I see oftentimes it gets a bit longer, and I'm like, but that's okay because it's just moving a few pegs, rendering a bit more. Okay.
Yeah, I feel
But
that like pacing is a main thing that I am very particular about. And like there was a scene later on in this one where it just happens way too quick. and it's like
Yeah.
it's not going to give the audience time to register what's going on. So just space it out by like tweak it by 0.5 seconds. Okay, we're almost there. Just an extra, maybe a
It
quarter
makes
of
a
a
big
second. Okay, that's
difference.
good. It does. Like pacing is so important. Like bad pacing can really throw off like a feeling of a scene, like a shot, or the entire shot in general. So it's like it's imperative to me to nail that pacing. And I think even though episode 1 is paced a little fast, I do feel like one of the main things I am proud of is like the pacing. We seem to be nailing the pacing pretty good.
I do think so, and then I saw also that it changed with the episode, but like it's a it's positive change. It's really nice. It just it's like fine wine. It gets better with new episode and stuff. Um, and let me just see. I had we were finishing like. Is there anything else you think that is very important that learn from episode 1 to 4 that we didn't mention yet?
Not really. I don't think
Okay,
anything else comes to mind. Yeah.
just wanted to make sure. Um, I didn't tangent it too far.
Yeah, like
That
no,
one.
like the big things for us are like the character designs, the over complexity, streamlining the pipeline, and the other thing I said, which I forgot.
Oh, it's okay. Yo, but for character design though, one thing that I always advise, because may it be at Toon Boom or outside of Toon Boom, I mentor a lot of projects, and one thing that always comes is the character design. People love stripes. They put stripes everywhere, stripes and stripes and a bunch of things. And one thing that I give as an advice, because it's hard to be like simplify your characters because people don't know where to start, right?
Yeah.
So usually I'm like, take your character and draw it like 3 times in a row, very fast, and see what you keep forgetting. And this is something that you might want to cut. So that's one advice I got. Like draw it like try to find your quick draw, like the quick hand of your character. And the quicker you draw it, when you play the Gartic phone and you can do like the challenge where it's like you have 1 minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 5
10
seconds.
seconds. Yeah.
Like get you or someone to draw your character, like do it do like find yourself some nice friends, like launch it in Gartic phone if you want, so it's easier, but like do the thing where you have to draw the character faster and you're gonna see what everybody keeps forgetting and what so you're gonna see the essence of your character. That's my advice. The other one is it is it meaningful to the story? Like look at a detail. If it doesn't bring anything to the character, like story wise, it might be something you can axe off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope it helps for these little
That's another
advice.
thing as well, just going back to your Gartic phone thing as well. It'll also help you like solidify and define your character's silhouette a lot more as well. Because silhouette is very, very important in this in like animation in the visual medium. You need a nice, strong silhouette so your character is instantly recognizable from just like their basic shapes.
Oh, Levava on the stream has a beginner question, so it might be interesting. They say, I have a quick question. I am a beginner animator myself, and I'm really struggling with keeping the correct proportions of the character when they're moving. Do you guys have any techniques or advice for that?
Volume control is unfortunately it's something that you'll have to learn to master. It's not like a one and done kind of trick. It's something you need to teach yourself over and over and over again.
And it's a muscle. You have to practice it because you can.
Like the easiest way for me, I can tell for you to try and learn volume control is like there's no harm in like tracing over a frame of your own character and like moving it around just to see how it is. Like I still do that like from time to time here. It's like I don't know what this is gonna look like. Let's just trace Beebs' head, move it over here so it contains like the same volume. It's just practice.
It's what everybody did also back then on paper. We just like shift and trace. Literally, that's a feature in Harmony.
Yeah, it's a feature in Toon Boom. Shift and trace.
Take your onion skin and trace it. Yeah. And also like trace other people's work because that will teach you like how they handle different kind of volumes. Because I know that something that is hard with volume control sometimes is how do you like make an arm foreshortened, or how do you deal with shoulders moving? Trace other people's art. Don't claim it your own though.
Yeah, don't do that. Like use it as reference. Like a couple books I can recommend people get into as well is Framed Perspective. Those books are absolutely gorgeous in like helping you with perspective, foreshortening, like shot composition, because it is mainly for like comics, but you got to remember, like an animatic is basically just a moving comic, so you can still apply that knowledge there.
I'm
So yeah,
gonna put
definitely
the
check those books
link
out.
to it into the chat if people want to see it.
Yeah, frame perspective, and I think the other one is called inked perspective as well. Those are very good. Ink perspective, I believe, like delves deeper into like silhouettes and composition and stuff. All very good. Definitely worth getting.
I really like that book. And if I recall, I think it's that book. Like they teach you, yes, about perspective, but they also teach you like how to start your perspective. Like you draw maybe like the head of your character, and then you apply this perspective according to like how the character stands. Or
Mm-hmm.
was it this? Yeah, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's very, very
Um,
handy. Definitely worth a read.
and my advice for volume control from a cleanup artist is don't straight ahead everything. You can straight ahead some things, but not everything. So, do your if you're struggling with it, start with like clean up your key poses and see if it works. Then do your breakdowns, and then in between. And when I say um, don't straight ahead everything, is some things I think do better in straight ahead, like fine details. I'm just gonna add them, like add it, then press G to go to the other drawing.
Yeah.
Add it, press G for some
Yeah, like for
things.
me, definitely straight ahead effects.
Yeah,
Effects with straight ahead
yeah,
are definitely important. Like keyframing effects can look really weird when it comes to cleanup, but yeah, definitely try and straight ahead
yeah.
the effects there.
I think the only effects I can clean pose to pose would be like smoke, maybe because it's so slow. But
Yeah.
the rest, I can't. Maybe people can, but I can't. um, yeah. Oh, that very interesting. Thank you for your question and for answers. Okay, let's talk about pilot and animation and stuff. So, um, what are some non animations related skills and knowledge that you really need to start your own project? I know we mentioned it a bit before, but like officially, like what do you think are some things that you didn't know, like skills you didn't know you would need
Yeah,
to
it's
put
just
this
for me.
project
It's like
off?
again, just learning to manage a team, learning to be, patient with people and all that kind of stuff. Managing organization, because like I'm very compartmentalized in my own head when it comes to like organizing stuff. But you got to
Uh-huh.
remember, like other people don't know what you know in your brain, so you have to lay this out for people, lay everything on the line for everyone. Make sure there's like access to references and all that kind of stuff, because you might know what this little dealie is in the animatic is, but like other people might not, so you got to make sure you cover your bases with references for everything, and yeah, that kind of stuff. Like I don't know what else to like say, because we did already go over like the stuff before, but yeah, definitely like learn to manage teams, learn to do all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There we
And
go.
oh, sorry, I was reading a big question. That's a long question, Rivière. Um, Someone says, I have a bigger question too. Cat hand. How long how long does it take usually to make a storyboard? Because I know you said like 3 months, 4 years. Um, and this is because earlier Z seemed surprised that 12 of the role storyboards might be done, and then was substantially less surprised to hear that they were quote unquote only written rather than storyboarded. So, what is usually the difference in terms of time between like writing and storyboarding? So like how long does it take maybe like to write it versus like boarding it, if that makes sense?
Like honestly, I think the writing is the hardest part. It's like trying to
Mm-hmm.
make sure everything flows correctly and stuff. Like me and my wife, we usually take like 1 to 2 months to get the writing of the episode done. So like what we do for the writing process, we fire out bullet points of what needs to happen in the episode, and then we'll give it like a day or two, and then we'll start fleshing it out. We'll just spit everything on the page, just whatever, just get it all down. And then we'll give it a couple days, and then we'll start going through it and trimming out the excess and like fine tuning it and that, changing it up, making sure everything flows correctly. And then we'll give it a couple more weeks. We'll go back and forth, and then like we'll read it out loud to ourselves to make sure it sounds, good. Because what you write on paper might not necessarily sound good when it's said.
Oh,
So
that is so true. I used to write my tutorials and then I would read them and I'd be like, why the heck did I write that? It's not funny.
Yeah, it's like that's another thing. Like just
The
that just came to
information
my
and stuff.
brain now. It's like what you write down might not sound as good as it does out loud than on paper.
Speaking of which, though, another tangent. When you talk about like the writing, the storyboarding, and the review, do you have like a small team that like small posse of people where you kind of like give them like a you show them like what do you think, or is it really just you mostly and your wife handling
That's
like
just me
these?
and my wife. Yeah, like we really like another
Well, you
thing.
do it good.
Like another thing we learn. Well, we're learning is to like get other eyes on something, especially like animating as well, because there's a reason why animation errors happen. Is like starting animation myself ages ago. It's like, oh, seeing those old Transformer cartoons and that were like arms disappear and stuff. It's like, oh, that's so amateur. And we come to working on our own thing like years later. And it's like
Yes.
watching it through, like I've already seen this thing so many times. It's like, it's fine. We send it to someone else to watch. Like, why does Shrike's legs disappear for 4 frames? It's like, huh? What? And they take us to the time we look and his legs are gone. It's like, I never noticed that. So yeah, getting people's like other eyes on something like is really helpful, because again, as I said, you've been with this thing for ages. Your eyes are just basically going to glaze over when you see this over and over and over again. So like
Really,
getting
yeah.
someone else who's fresh to see it will point out like a lot of like mistakes or like other things that you could try, and that's what we're going to be doing with episode 5, because it's been me and my wife writing these past 4 episodes. And we're going to get a couple extra people on board for 5 just to see what they can bring to it.
Nice. That's good. That's good. And you know, like working on an indie thing on top of like organization and management, because you said managing people, but one thing we often forget is that when you're gonna work with a team, it's not only like technical stuff you have to manage. Like you have to actually talk to people. Like
Oh
you
yeah, you got to
need
talk to
with
people. Yeah, you got to have
people.
people skills for this kind of thing.
Yeah, and when I was leading like cleanup or leading like some things on other projects, it's like everybody's so different when you have to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that is something very interesting because I mentor sometimes like students and stuff. They're like, I can't wait to graduate so I can never work in a studio, never talk to anyone, and just do my pilot. I'm like, eh. I hate to
Yeah.
break it to you, Paul, but go work on your people skills because you need them.
Yeah, people like that's another thing that's just come to mind as well. It's like, so we're talking about it. It's like communication is so incredibly important in this kind of stuff. Like it's so very important. Like people need to learn to like air their grievances with their production that they're on. It's like
Wait,
in a
what is
way. Mhm.
air their grievances?
Like it's like in a way it's such like they're not having a good time, so they need to like talk to someone about it, if that makes any sense. It's like if they're having a problem with like a shot, or it's not working out for them and they have to go or something. It's like, don't keep that bottled up inside. Like actually talk to like your like the person managing it, I suppose, unless they, they got like a HR supervisor or something. It's like, that's one other thing I've learned. It's like a lot of people, especially animators, like they don't really like to talk about like negative stuff, like during the production about something. And it's like, if you don't talk about something that's upsetting you during the production, then how will
How is
people
it going to
bring,
get fixed?
yeah, like how would you bring it to light to get it resolved? It's like, again, I'm trying to be the best boss I can. So if you come to me with a problem, like I'm not going to bite your head off. It's like I
You
probably
have
don't
to
even
put a
know what's going
solution,
on. So it's like,
right?
yes, like talk to me about that kind of stuff, and you'd be like, oh, I didn't know. Let's try and like resolve this some way.
Yeah, because
Communication, very, very important.
yeah, because sometimes something that is not a problem to you or me might be a problem to someone else, and we just
Yeah.
know. So, um, and that's another important thing. It's okay not to not know. Like sometimes you ask your questions to your director or your supervisors, and sometimes you just be like, you know what, I don't know. I will try to figure that out too
Mm.
because I had some friends who were like, I'm too scared to ask my supervisor for like questions. So because what if he thinks I'm stupid? I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
why would someone think you're stupid for asking you a question? It's better to ask a question than to do something stupid.
Yeah, it's like don't be afraid. Just like open up and talk to the people. Because again, if there's a problem and you're not going to bring it up to people, then it's not going to get resolved unless action's
Yeah.
taken.
Um,
Communication is important, people.
It is. On all the production I've been on, I was always like, please, even if you're too shy to talk to the director about it, just talk to me and I'll translate, I guess, the message to people. So, but I've never been on any production where people wanted to, like, would have been mad if someone asked a question. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Take it from me. Um, yeah, then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Um, okay, a good one. Is it hard to have a cohesive style with such a diverse cast of artists working with you? And how do you deal with it? Because I guess we hire a lot of different people, and
Mm.
do you sometimes struggle to keep everything? Because I know you used to clean up most of it yourself.
Yeah, then the on the pilot episode, I cleaned up like 95%
Yeah.
of that myself. Like I had a lot of people like rough out the stuff in their own kind of style, and then just to make it more cohesive, I came through and I just cleaned it up myself. I mean, that's another way how we saved money on the pilot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like so for episode 3, because episode 2 I did like 99% myself. I know
Uh-huh.
Greg and Well Right were like, hey, can I just do a tiny bit on this? It's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So they had like a couple little scenes that they could work on. But like, yeah, for episode 3, where we actually had like a whole bunch of people, I think it was like 40 plus people. And it's
I
like
think, yeah, I think so.
the main thing I looked out for was like when people were putting in their reels, it's like how they can adapt to certain styles and how well they can execute it. Because I got tons of reels where people just showed this example of the same kind of style over and over, and that's not showing me quickly that you can adapt to a style. So those were usually passed on. But like other shows, other people rather, when they put in their reels where they showed like they could adapt to style 1, style 2, style 3, style 4. It's like, okay, you have the ability to adapt, so you're definitely at the top of my list. And then we'd hire those folks, and then we'd get them to rough out like as close to this style as possible. Because like again, this is an indie production. You're not going to expect like studio level like
Uh-huh.
tightness or that kind of thing. So I allow like a little bit of looseness here and there. I'm not going to be too crazy, especially like unfortunately with how much we can pay, we can't be too strict on like redos and stuff. So
Thank
it's
you.
like just like do what you can to your best of your ability, and it's fine. We'll just adapt from there. So yeah, it's
But
like,
you know, to
hmm?
oh, sorry, no, go for
No,
it.
it's just no. Go ahead.
Mm. I was gonna add a little thing for what you were saying, like that is because indie animation is not all that beautiful and all that like always fun. Like it is hard. It is not always easy. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
guys, sorry to break it to you guys in the chat. It's not always how do we say in English, like fun and roses or something. I don't know. Um, but the thing that to me appealed for indie, because I've worked years in studios and now I only do indie now because I work at Toon Boom full time, so I only do
Yeah.
indie on the side. But I think one of the big difference, and if showrunners, like non-indie showrunners, are listening, take notes. One of the thing that I think makes indie um, different than most uh, bigger show out there is the fact that in indie animation, usually people want to work on it. Um, so, because we see it all the time, like shows that are made for like the screen or whatever. People work on it like entirely because it's a job and like for money and stuff. Like the animators don't have any like purpose or interest in it. I know I've done that, and I was like, I gotta hate the show, but I'm doing it, and I don't care.
Yeah, like same here when I was doing finance back in the days. Like
Right.
it was like like you got to pay the bill somehow.
I
So
call it
like
mercenary mode, the merc mode.
yeah,
But then I worked on Wakfu, on glitch decks, and I was like, I care about those shows. I want it to look good because I care about it. So I don't know, maybe advice for people show running out there. If you want your show to look nice, make sure that the staff working on it have like a good, like they feel connected, or like that they actually want to make it good. But that's a weird advice to give, but because either like a Daisy or Monkey Ranch or like Farfetch, all these show like people that work on it, they work on it because they believe in it and they want to bring it
yeah, they do it
like
because they're passionate about
further.
like the story and the characters and what it
Yeah.
can bring. It's like I'm not doing Monkey Wrench to make a whole lot of money. So we know it doesn't make any money, but it's like it's something I want to do. I want to tell stories because I've loved like reading stories and trying to like tell my own stories. It's just something innate in the human spirit just to like
Yeah,
tell like intriguing and fun stories and keep people like captivated and stuff.
because like I don't work on monkey wrench, but like if I did, like you do it because you like this, like when I help you out on some stuff, I'm not gonna be like, oh, pay me because consulting fee. No, because like everybody believes in this project and everybody wants to bring it like up and stuff. So that I think is one of the beauty of indie animation. It's that, and that's an advice, because I saw in the chat a few had the question like, how do I make my project stand out from the others? Well, if you want your project to stand out, make sure that people actually, you know, enjoy it. So put it out there, listen to feedback, and
Yeah, just make like if this is your very first time like making like an animated short, make it short and don't go balls to the walls. Oh, I'm going to make it like 25 minutes long. It's going to be like this, like this, like this. No, start small first and then build your way up to it because
30
there's a lot
seconds,
of
like a
things.
teaser.
Yeah, just do like a minute or so, like minute shorts or something. Like I've been animating for ages. I've done a lot of shorts, a lot of stuff in the past, like miniature story wise and stuff. So I was kind of ready to jump in, do something more long form. It's
Yeah.
just there's a lot of people nowadays like, oh, Lackadaisy is really popular and cool. I'm going to do something like that. It's like as fun as it is, you need to sit back and look at the scope and be like, okay, let's start small first, because there's quite a few people out there that don't realize, Lackadaisy was a comic that was started in like what, the mid to late 2000s, and Tracy's
When I
been
was a
building that up for,
baby.
yeah, Tracy was building that up for ages, and only
Yep.
now have they been able to do something animated with it. It takes time, but it's well worth the result in the end. It's just you got to start small, make so, and start building up to bigger things.
Yeah, and I mean, now that you mention it, even like a Daisy, like we might have got like funding and stuff, but we haven't started the big episodes yet. We did like
Mhm.
we did the pilot, but then we did a few like 30 seconds, 10 seconds thing. Then we did 5 minutes, and now we're making sure the pipeline is robust enough to start another 20-minute thing.
Yeah,
It's a long process, guys.
it's a very long
We're
process.
almost done. We're almost done with this interview. The
Oh
time
wow,
goes
an
so
hour's been
fast
gone
on
by
those.
already. That was quick.
Right, I told you.
I
I
worried
want
for
to know.
nothing.
I told you. I'm wondering. Wait 1 second.
No chat, it's just you and me. How are you doing on this fine Tuesday? All good? I don't know if you're saying anything because I can't see the chat
No,
at the moment.
sorry, I had to mute because someone came at my door, and I was like, "Oh, what?" Okay. Um, I'm wondering. Because now you animate in Harmony, but you come from you come from many other softwares. Because animators, an animation software is just a tool, right? We use
Yeah,
so many. I worked on, I think, on over the span of 2 years, back when I was like animating in studios, I used like 4 different softwares on 5 different shows. So we learned a lot. And I want to know, how does Harmony specifically help you in your project so far?
well, one, it doesn't crash every 45 minutes.
I mean, that's a big one.
That's a big one.
I
But
get
yeah,
it.
like switching over to Harmony, I will admit, was tough to start with. It's like getting used to how the timeline works and everything. It's a lot more like professional and stuff. But once I got my head around that, it's like just the ease of use, how quick the tools are responsive, just like, and the main thing for me, again, it's like I use the brush tool like religiously. I just, the fact that we have a cutter tool to help with cleanup, it's immediate. It's so fast and so quick. I have actually like sped up in how fast I can get shots done ever since I switched over, which is really nice. And like I don't use rigs in that a lot, so I'm more like of a frame by frame kind of like deal. But yeah, like switching from like animating that over to here it is really just night and day. It's just like I can't look back. I can't leave this anymore. It's so good. Like Toon Boom is fantastic.
That's super nice. Yeah, I just remember some years ago, people were like, "Oh yeah, like Zeurel wants to switch to Harmony. Like, can you help?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then I found the project and stuff, so that's super cool. I'm
Yeah.
very happy it helps you out.
Like it's like once I got my head around how everything else works, it's like like it's so good. You got so many more things you can play around with. Like right now, I'm not even showing it, but like of course we got the color art layer and the line art layer separate. So you can have your colors like separated, so you can change things and render things and like shade things a lot easier. It's just it really is like the program designed up for animation. It's just everything is there for you, and it's very good. I don't know how else to
Thank
say it.
you.
But it's like this is why like I can't wait till this stream's over so I can install the newest version and give it a go.
Yeah.
Again, like I didn't even know 24 came out. It's like, oh, I gotta give that a whirl.
Oh, that's so cool. So speaking of new versions, because we, you like feedback, we like feedback. Is there anything that you wish that Harmony did and it doesn't yet?
There's only one thing, and this is just particular to me, and I know it might be difficult. It's like the exporting like transparent GIFs.
I know. I want that so bad. I wish we could. Thank you for putting weight on that. So, if people in chat are listening, if you want to see a transparent GIF in Harmony, you know what to do. Write to the support team and demand it, and we're gonna put it in our feature request.
It's like it's not a big thing, but it would be nice to have eventually. It's just to be able to export like transparent GIFs, so I could make some more stuff for the our Monkey Wrench community server where I can put like make little animated GIF emotes and stickers and all that kind of stuff without having to put a background on it. It's minor, but it is something I'd like to see. But aside from that, like honestly, I don't think anything comes to mind.
Oh, that's good. Well, the transparent GIF is not that minor because it's a very important marketing asset to be able to make little emotes and whatnot.
Yeah, I suppose.
If you're listening to Boom, which you are because I'm here, yeah, I'll take note of request. And that's it. Do you have any last little things you want to add to this cool interview we did?
Good luck to people out there who want to start their own little indie animated show. It's very tough. It's very hard. It'll be very expensive. The more you can do yourself, like write, storyboard, voice act, make music, sound,
be resourceful.
It will be cheaper for you the more you can do yourself. Like I'm in a very like lucky position where I can do like the majority of like the storyboards, animatic, and all that kind of stuff myself in the animation. It's just there are some other productions out there, unfortunately, that can't, and they are struggling with money. So like again, learn multiple skill sets, especially when it comes to animation and that, and you should have a much easier time getting your ideas off the ground.
Yeah. And my advice is start small.
Start small. Definitely start small.
Early. Yeah. And post stuff early because you don't want to like keep your pilot hidden in your basement for 5 years, release it in one season.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing as well. Done is better than perfect.
Oh yeah, I want that on a shirt. I'm gonna make myself
like don't be like, oh, I'm gonna change it, it'll be better this way, oh, I'm gonna do this, oh, I'm gonna tweak that. No, just get it done, get it out. You will improve as time goes on.
And I want to remind everyone, if you're like we said earlier, because usually it's a question I keep for the end, but we said it at first. If you're animating and you're trying to animate and it just doesn't work, you're trying to draw, don't force it.
Yeah.
Get up, take a walk or something, go like eat ice cream, I don't care.
Yeah, go play Helldivers for 2 days straight, like I did. It's great
for democracy.
Yeah, democracy.
And that is the end of our stream today. So my name is Marie-Ève or Z or Mel, and I was joined with Joshua Palmer, aka Zeurel. And thank you all for coming. And we're gonna have a bunch of new streams throughout the week. We do take a break in July, so don't expect anything new in July. But yeah, so thank you everyone for coming. The chat was wild. I don't think I was able to answer all the questions, but I tried my best.
No, I didn't want to switch over because I don't trust this my browser to like be able to stream this and do that. I didn't want it to break, but I hope chat was behaving themselves.
Oh yeah, they were nice. They were sweet, and they asked so much good questions, and we answered most of them. So we're good. We're good. So yeah, thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you, and good luck, chat. Have fun and all that. TTFN.
Wait, what? TTFN.
TTFN, Tata for now. Tata. An old British.
Tata for now.
Yes, Tata.
That's so nice.